is up? Happy Mindset Monday. How are we doing? Let's see who we got in the chat. Let's say hello. Shantae, you stay. Oh, excuse you, Roxy. That's my delay. I'm so glad that the YouTube live stream chat is synced up time-wise, and I'm getting the comments live in real time. I love that. Shantae, you stay. Lucida. Wait, I'm missing some people, I think. Is that where it started? No, I did. Okay. Mimi. Okay, here we go. Mimi. Shantae, you stay. Anna. Leanne. It was just you guys for a minute talking, which is totes cool. Here we go. Okay. Maricel, the Amazing People podcast. Hello. Lucida. I already said, I think I said Lucida, but we'll say hello again. Kel, Giovanna, Blacklit Chick. Hello, Tam. Leanne. Hello. Dina. Hi. Paris. Hello. Jay. Hello. Welcome. How are you? Welcome back. Roxy Records. Hello. How's everybody doing today? Jay says, digging those daisies, giving me 90s vibes. Thank you. Yeah, I totally wanted to go back to my roots and be a 90s girl today. Melinda, hello. If you're here, why don't you please give the chat a like? Please go ahead and give the chat a like. Elizabeth, hello. Tiffany, hi. Anna, hello. Anna, how are you doing? Leah, hello. Beck, hello. Happy Monday, everybody. I am doing good. Thank you for asking. It's a fun day because or a fun week because today's technically the first day of Trinity of You, but tomorrow's our first day of coaching. So tomorrow is when Trinity of You starts. If anyone's interested in joining at the last minute, we still have room. We have a few hours left because we have to put together your astrological report. But we do have a little bit of time if anybody wants to join and jump on that last minute. Oh my God, Tiffany said I look very Drew Barrymore today. Thanks, Tiffany. Appreciate it. She was definitely a style icon back in those days. Rebecca, hello. We got Synergy fam in the house. We got 360 fam in the house. We have Trinity of You fam in the house. We got Mastermind fam in the house. So thanks everybody for stopping by and taking time out of your day to come do this and focus on yourself for a little bit and, really put focus on you. Hello, Michelle. Hi. Blacklit. Am I supposed to call you Blacklit Chick or Tam now that I know your name? Blacklit Chick, sorry. I guess I should call you by your name on display. So I've been looking over your astrological report. Good. We definitely put a lot of time and love into those. So that's just our jumping off point. That's kind of like our base point for those who are in Trinity of You or who are interested in joining it. We'll be starting with your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign, and then taking that as our starting off point for like who it is that you want to be, how you want to portray yourself, what qualities we want to work on, what we want to expand, what things we want to switch and revise, and doing that together in the group program. So that's happening starting tomorrow. And Leanne linked that in the chat. Leanne, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and pin that so that we can, if anybody wants to grab that, you can still sign up for Trinity. Let me make sure I'm pinning the right one. Yeah, that's the right one. Okay, cool. Coolsies. Anna says, I've had the Bruno Mars song Billionaire stuck in my head since the meditation mastermind. Yes. Okay, good. Then I've done my work because that song is in my head all the time also. Took a screenshot of that. The meditation mastermind, the master training, that is going to be the replay will be out soon. It's not quite yet, but soon. Okay, I can call you Tam. Okay, good. So if you're interested in learning more about meditation and you want to dive deep into that and kind of like explore your subconscious, the meditation, the epic meditations, it'll be a mini course replay will be available on my website soon. So, oh my gosh, I'm cold. Why am I so chilly? It's cold today. Usually I'm hot because of all the lights. So, what's going on in your world? What is what's the good news? What's positivity? What have we manifested? I see Elizabeth says, I actually just managed to pull myself out of a spiral and I'm here. Yes, congratulations. And that is exactly like what taking care of yourself energetically, emotionally, and mentally looks like. So congratulations. Roxanne, hello. It's so weird to say that name. I don't usually say it out loud. You said, and you know, it's actually perfect timing because we're talking about our successes and good news. And you said, unrelated to LOA, but proud of myself for cleaning my house today, cleaning out some old stuff to make room for new. Yay, congratulations. That's perfect. And you're moving energy. You are, clearing space for new to come through. So that's awesome. It is part of the law of attraction. You're attracting newness into your world by having a vacuum, having an empty space. So if you're I'll get to questions in a minute. I see someone's trying to get a question answered a bunch. The mods will delete your chat if you spam it because I can't see everything right away and I'm not into question mode just yet. And so it like bugs everybody in the chat, so they'll just delete it to make the chat more, agreeable for everybody involved. But I will get to questions in a minute. Right now, we're talking good news. We're talking about what we've manifested. We're sharing positivity, celebrations, wins, things like that. You can't see my bottom shirt with this little pink bar going across the bottom of the screen. My bottom shirt. Okay, we're talking good news. Let's see. What have we got? Judy says, hello, everyone. Back to the bushes I go. Hello, Judy. If you're here, if you don't mind, like the chat, please. Go ahead and like the chat. Say hello. Likes are free is my one of my favorite tarot channels, Mackendall 7. She on her live stream, she will not go into anything until all of the people on the chat like the like thing. And she'll sit there on a live stream for like 45 minutes just waiting. She won't read a single card until everybody's liked it. It's kind of funny. But she's always like, likes are free. If I walk into your house, I say hello. So, I mean, I'm just gonna mention it. Let's see. Okay, what else we got? Leanne was at Disney. We all know about that. So she didn't type that. I just wanted to let everybody know. That's pretty exciting. Sydney says, this week I manifested my first vendor spot as an artist and acceptance into a new class. Yay, congrats. New chapter. Melinda says, I manifested money, kindness, and time with my SP. Yes, awesome. Congrats. May says, I manifested passing all my exams for a new career. Yay! OMG, look what's happening, everybody. So much good news. Lucida says, you've been clearing out too. I feel like a lot of people, that seems very common in the themes is like people are starting new chapters. We're clearing stuff out. That's been said by a lot of people. Anna says, manifesting a lot of abundance right now. An extra scratch off showed up yesterday when I was doing scratch offs with my boyfriend. Ooh, that's awesome. More abundance. Shantae says, I'm kind of on the same page in that I didn't exactly manifest something, but I've been consistent with working on all my goals, just working on myself in general. You're always manifesting something. You're manifesting 24/7. You're manifesting the earth around you right now. So that's pretty dang something. So congratulations. You doing a great job. Okay, Elizabeth says, my SP looked at a message a week after I sent it. Usually he just leaves me on red for much longer. He didn't say anything, but he's still thinking about me. You know what? Progress is progress. And now that we know we have definitive proof that he's thinking about you and he's looking at your correspondence, now let's move the story forward that he is writing you back and he's so excited and he's so attentive and he's so reciprocal, so communicative. You guys talk all the time. You have such great relationship and communication and connection, etc. Hello, Lexus. May says, I was so grateful when I passed the physical exam. I felt strong and proud. Yes, that's awesome. Lucida, we are all excited for your uncle's strength and good health. Thank you for sharing that with us. Ashwarya, thank you. Welcome. Kel. Okay, Kel. Yeah, you're okay. I thought I was like reading names again for a second. I started going down the list. Amelia says, I've been getting so good at letting my emotions out in a non-affecting others kind of way. Nice. Amelia, what have you been doing to let your emotions out in a non-affecting others kind of way? Mimi, you're also cleaning your room as well. Yeah, I think it's clean out time. Judy says, oh, I did want to say I manifested someone asking me to rent their house. I haven't gotten my answer, but I literally never thought someone would come and ask me, and that's exactly what I manifested. Oh my God, that's awesome. Congrats. It's going to work out in your favor, of course. It always does. Tam says it's a new moon and lunar new year. Great time for change and getting rid of the old. Perfect. 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 That's perfect for Trinity because we are going to be like working on revising stuff that we don't really necessarily love about ourselves and amplifying and bringing in new exciting energy to the stuff that we do like about ourselves. And of course, that's our group program for January. It starts tomorrow. If you want to join up into that, you can join us tomorrow and we're getting started. Oh, Rebecca's got her new puppy. She said he's sleeping with his paws tucked like a bread loaf. Oh, he's so cute. I saw him on our Synergy chat the other day. He was very precious. Okay. Is it Serica? Am I saying that right? I'm manifesting my SP, and at first there was nothing for 5 months. He sent me a message for Christmas and liked one of my posts a couple days later. So of course it works. He's there already. Nice. I like your outlook on it. Exactly how you should be looking at it, right? Amelia says, scream into a pillow, punch a pillow. All right, you're right. That definitely doesn't affect any people. If you watch Big Mouth, then it might affect the pillows. Does anybody watch Big Mouth? That show's silly. Rebecca says, I've planned a trip to go snowboarding for the first time in 2 weeks. I'm beyond excited. Yay, Rebecca, congrats. How fun. Are you going to Big Bear? I'm guessing you're going to Big Bear. That's so cool. Fudge, yeah. Congratulations. Okay. Mer family, hello. Says, I've been manifesting the new me, new family life for my kids and I. This transition has been beautifully smooth. I love that. I feel connected and plugged in. Now ready for that bigger, steady stream of dollar signs. Okay, hold on though, because I love when people say things that when they're affirming their 3D reality, but they're good affirmations overall for someone that's looking to put themselves into that energy. And you said this transition has been beautifully smooth. I think that's a really great affirmation because especially since like even I have been, I don't want to say guilty, but I have definitely taught that there's like a rough kind of transition. I even call it like turbulence, like being on an airplane. And like, does it have to be that way? Of course not. Of course it doesn't. It can be beautifully smooth, just like you said. So I love that. Let's adopt that into our awareness. It's in our lexicon. It's one of our affirmations. This transition has been beautifully smooth. I think that's really, really great. And it's always good to hear real sentences from people who are just affirming their 3D, who aren't like you're not trying to manifest. You know what I mean? Like you're really just kind of like sharing your truth. And your truth contains a really great affirmation for everybody, including myself, all of us. Doesn't matter what where you at as a man, where you at, where you are as a manifester. Um, that's a good one. This transition has been beautifully smooth. I love that. Leanne says, Trinity of You is going to be so much fun. We're going to get to know each other and ourselves so well. Yeah, I know. I'm really excited. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time. Kayla Pop Tart, hello. You're on break. Ashwara, I appreciate you. Thank you. Sunnyverse, hello. Welcome. Okay, so oh, thank you, Dina. Dina also linked, I just put out a new affirmation track. It's a specific person affirmations, and it's really for manifesting stability in any relationship. But like the when I wrote it, it was for on and off relationships, back and forth, hot and cold, those things. But it is definitely stable relationship affirmations. So that's here on YouTube, and Dina just linked it in the chat. And the whole album, that's on an album of 7, it's 7 total affirmations for love and relationships. That's gonna be out on iTunes. I'm gonna say roughly around the 1st. That's the date I'm gonna put it out. Sometimes it, like, takes, I don't know if it'll take a little bit longer this time, but I'm not really, like, pressed about when it comes out. I just know it'll be, like, early February, but I'm gonna aim for the 1st. We'll see. Somewhere around the 1st. Early February, though, that you'll be able to stream the affirmation album with all the love affirmations on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you do music, wherever else you do music. Oh, Murr family, we gotta take a screenshot of this. Murr family says, this community and you have strengthened my foundations. I can't praise you enough. I so appreciate you. I thank you. And I also want to say you strengthened those foundations. We didn't do anything. We're here and we're witnessing with you and we're, sharing, but you did all the heavy lifting. So congratulations to yourself on that. If you're here, please like the chat. If you're here, you might as well like the chat. We got 80 people and 31 likes. 79. Somebody was like, fuck you, I ain't liking. Anyways, oh no, we have 84. Yeah, if you don't mind, like the chat, please. Okay. Elizabeth, thank you so much for the super chat. Elizabeth says, I'm trying to figure out what my limiting beliefs / resistance may be. The situation with my best friend. I'm making progress, as you can see, but it hasn't quite shown up yet in my 3D. That's the deal. Like, okay. Elizabeth, you're always manifesting from the now moment, and you're always creating your future in every now moment. So your truth right now is that you're doing it and you're kind of making progress, but you haven't seen anything in your 3D. So you're actively thinking that most of the time. Even if you're trying to manifest out of it, you're obviously thinking this more because this is your truth. This is what you're telling me right here. This is my truth. I'm working on it, but it's not showing up. It's not showing up because you haven't changed your definition yet. You haven't changed the story about you fully. You haven't fully changed the story about your friend. Like, you've changed the story about your friend enough to see progress within yourself, but you haven't changed the story about them because you're still saying that they're not here and they haven't shown up. And I can tell by the way you're asking this that you still believe in the separation between you and your friend. Does that make sense? So, like, okay. I think a lot of people forget that manifesting, it only matters what you're thinking about in the moment. Like, when you're trying to figure out why something has manifested or this thing and that thing or how long it's been, blah, 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 it doesn't matter. There's literally, it doesn't fucking matter. The point is that right now you are saying you don't have it. And the majority of the right nows, you are saying you don't have it. And that's the problem. So you're doing the work to convince yourself that it's unfolding, but you don't believe fully in, like, the inevitability of it. And that's where you're at right now. So What you need to be doing is convincing yourself of the inevitability of the fact that this is happening. Like, who wouldn't want to be your friend? You know what I mean? Like, why, what? We don't have a friend. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Like, you can't identify, sorry, this thing is crazy. You can't identify as somebody who's got these issues with your friend and expect the friend to come through. You know what I'm saying? So, for everybody here, like, I see questions like this every single day. I've been doing it, but it's not working. Why? And nobody wants to hear the answer of because you're saying it's not working right now, but that's the answer. And that's the answer right now. And it was the answer 20 minutes ago. And it was the answer 2 hours ago. And it was the answer 2.5 hours ago. And it was the answer 6 hours ago. And it was the answer 7 hours ago. And it was the answer 9 hours ago. And it was the answer yesterday. And it was the answer, you know what I'm saying? Like it's been that answer for the last couple of years or however long it's been. That's the problem. It's always that it's not here right now. You're always thinking like you're more aware of the fact that it's not here than you are aware of the inevitability. And that's it. That's just it. There's really no way around it. So you have to work on convincing yourself of your worthiness, of like forgiving yourself, forgiving them, dropping the resentment for them not being here, all the stuff that's going on within you that is clinging to the story of them not being here anymore is why they're not here. Mermaid Berry, I like it. We got 2 mermaids here in the house, but Mermaid Berry, I like that. So it's taken me years to realize that actively yearning for something has been more destructive than helpful. What you want wants you, but it has to be allowed in, not begged for. Elizabeth says, I guess I didn't believe it as much as I thought I did. I mean, you don't believe it because you just told me the truth. Does that make sense? Like, you're trying to believe it, and I'm sure you're making progress on it, but you don't yet, and, like, that's the and I'm not saying it's wrong or bad, I'm just telling you straight up what the issue is. You said, "I'm thinking maybe how I am with one SP is affecting how I am with the other." Probably because you're you, and you're probably approaching all of your relationships in a similar fashion, you know? So, it always, always, always comes back to awareness and discipline, 360 method. Coming back, by the way, 360method.co if you want to be on the wait list, and get updates. And I'm also sending special deals to the update list, the wait list. Anyways, but awareness and discipline is always the answer, always what you need to be doing, always the focus. You've got to be paying attention to what you're saying and what you're believing. And then you have to be willing to do something about it in that moment, right then, not sitting in it and believing it's your reality just because that's what the 3D is showing you. What do I want to do with this? Bugging the fudge out of me. There. That better? I don't know. Oh my goodness. Curly hair is so unpredictable. My hair is so perfectly tame and the curls are perfect. They coil in all the exact directions. They all curl perfectly throughout each strand. They're perfect curls. They tame themselves. They look great every single day. I love it. And then I see spirals in the chat. Perfectly. Yeah, there's perfectly spiraled hair. Thank you. Okay. Elizabeth says, yeah, I definitely have less resistance, but these spirals bring about negative things I'm thinking. Yeah, and you're letting yourself spiral. And that's where that's where the line is drawn, where it's like, well, I get that it feels, I understand that it doesn't feel good to be in these situations. I understand that. I also understand what it feels like to be triggered into a spiral. I get that. But that doesn't negate the fact that you still need to do something about those thoughts or they're going to manifest. I mean, you're already manifesting your reality. So if you want to step out of where you're headed, then switch directions, switch topics, switch frequencies, move your body, get into a different focus in any way. Rebecca. I know, Rebecca, you tamed your hair with affirmations. Roxanne, you said this. Oh God, it's so weird to say your name. You say the same affirmations about your curly hair, and you have curly hair. That's so strange. Tiffany says being here is an inspiration. That's awesome, Tiffany. I love that. That's beautiful, and it really is. Honestly, we're all here inspiring each other. We're all here speaking about inspirational stuff, and we're all here working to better ourselves and our mindsets and improve our lives in ways that what the fudge we've sorry. What is this? Pile of noodles. What's going on here? I don't know what to do with it. It's distracting. I'm sorry, because I'm watching myself and all I can see is like the lopsided shit of my on top of my head. And I'm trying to focus on what I'm talking about. And I'm so good at focusing, so that's cool. I can focus really easily. My brain focuses easily on what I want it to be focused on when I want it to be focused on that thing. So that's cool. Okay. Tiffany says, can we make hair formations a thing? Yeah, I think we definitely need to. I love that. Hair formations. My hair is fucking perfect today. That's my hair formation. Reluca says, hi, Roxy. Maybe it's a silly thing to get confused by, but once you decide you want to manifest something, you script/visualize once and that's it. Because if I'm selecting that reality, then it's done there. And I know once I got it, in theory, it shouldn't make sense to go back every day scripting or visualizing it, right? What do you think? Yes, in theory, 100% in theory. But this is what I always say to people is like, there's things that you can say one time and manifest without any problem because you don't really care. There's no resistance there. But the stuff you have resistance to, this is the stuff that you need to script about. This is when we talk about 360, about changing your beliefs and your ideas about it, because there are certain things that you are okay, like if you could just say I'm a billionaire one time and be fine. Some people can. They don't have resistance to that kind of stuff. They don't have programming that they're working up against, or like I have the best relationship ever with the most amazing people in my life. Some people can't just say that one time and believe it and go on about their lives and just let it come to them because they have years worth of programming that tells them otherwise. And so this is the stuff where you need to be visualizing and scripting and affirming and stuff like that, because if you don't, you're not rewriting your own limitations, which are the reasons why you don't have it anyways. Like you'd have it already if you didn't have the limitation in place. And so if you do have a limitation to something that you want, then you need to work on it, or it probably will continue to be limited. Sorry, this hair is being so good. It's performing. It knows it's on camera, so it's behaving. It looked good for a minute, and then I fucked with it, and now we're totally great. Everything's good. Don't move. Don't move. Oh my God. I love. I'm sorry, everybody. Sorry you have to watch this, but I don't know what else to do because it drives me crazy and I can't focus on anything else because that's all I can see. So. You guys. Oh, this one fell out. Oh, fuck. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, what's going on? Let's see. 95 people in the chat, 44 likes. If you don't mind, please like the chat if you're here. Why not like the chat? Likes are free. You're here for free. This information is free. Why not like the chat, please, and thank you. I appreciate it. Lucita says, yes, I agree. I have no attachment to fruit or food. When I want some, a lot of time it just shows up, even on my doorstep when I thought, I want some peaches, boom, overnight. Yep, exactly. So there's stuff that all of us kind of have that we don't have to like worry about. And then there's other stuff that we do obviously already worry about. And those are the things that will need to have daily and sometimes moment by moment attention on them. That's why 360, it's why I always talk about it. Your thoughts, top to bottom, inside and out, all thoughts, all days, no days off, no thoughts off, no subjects off. They need to be monitored. Otherwise, you could be manifesting stuff that you don't want. I mean, you obviously are. So if you want to change it, then you got to look where they are, and they're existing all day long. Tiffany says, it's so interesting that the only things that appear to take long to manifest are things that I have an emotional trauma attachment to. Isn't it? Yeah. Other stuff like concerts, I just decide I'm front row and it happened. Yeah. And like the same could happen with the stuff you have emotional trauma to if you decided that like over and over and over and over and over again. But like that's kind of like what it takes. Like you have to decide you're front row for the love show all the time, every time, all the time. You need to be convinced of it for yourself. And then if you feel like you're starting to be unconvinced, you need to reconvince yourself. You know, I heard Dr. Joe, so I was listening to Dr. Joe today, and he said something to the effect of like the person who's going to manifest the greatest love or a great love relationship is the person who's like madly in love with themselves or like really loves themselves or something like that. That's how they're going to get that perfect relationship, that perfect person. And it just reminded me of like, you know, you guys have heard me say a million times, like when I manifested my husband, I wasn't thinking about, like, I had been thinking about him for a long time, for like months, for a while. I was just like begging him to conform essentially, you know, like with what I wanted the relationship to look like. And the day that I decided I wasn't going to do that, I was like just feeling myself so much. Like it was like I had been like lifted out of a fog, and I was finally able to see like my like who the like what? Like I just felt so powerful. I could have anybody. I've said this a million times, but I felt my power. I felt my power as a woman. I felt my power as a person. I felt my power as, and this is before I knew about manifesting, just as like a being, like an attractive being. And I don't even mean physically. I mean just like it doesn't matter who you are. If I pick you, you're mine, period. And I just had this like aura about myself where like I deserve and I'm gonna get. And that's what happened. And again, and it wasn't I never expected it to be my husband. I closed that door. I was done. I closed the door. I was fine with letting it go. I knew we were going to still be in each other's lives because we were friends and next door neighbors. So there was no way I wasn't going to see him. So, you know, I couldn't have closed it off and like done the thing where like you know, seeing each other all the time and like not getting any closure. It wasn't going to work like that because that's why we were still doing what we were doing. So I really closed that door emotionally and energetically. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go find my own little piece of happiness. Like I knew that I was on like the shit. I was untouchable. I could have whatever I wanted. Like that's how I just felt that way. I just was like, me, bye, everybody else. Like, hello. So and then it allowed the person that I actually did want to be with to come through. Because it's not like I didn't have another like person. I didn't have a backup. It was just that the person that I had spent so much time wishing for, I finally did the thing that allowed me to have them, which was, well, not have, but you know what I'm saying, which was letting them go and then going full force on how much I loved and appreciated myself. And I've said it a million fucking times, but maybe it'll land and resonate with somebody today. Jen says, I'm trying to love myself. However, my body still seems to be stuck in the past. I wish I felt more attractive. And like, I, like, attraction is not an outside thing. Like, yes, we all have the things that we are attracted to. They're traits that we like, and like, the people that we're attracted to, whatever, get what I'm saying? We have things that we like about people, physical qualities we like, but there are everybody's physical qualities are attractive to somebody, okay? And the idea that your physical qualities don't match up what the people you like are gonna like is not true. It's based on probably the experiences you've had, and if you continue operating with that mindset, you're not gonna fucking get anybody because of the way you look. That's what you think, but it's not the truth. It has nothing to do with the way you look. Like, you guys have seen those couples where they're, like, one person physically looks like, you don't think it's adequate. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't wanna be shady to anybody, but, what I'm getting at is, like, sometimes you see couples that you may think on the outside look mismatched, but the connection there is all internal, and when you're with somebody for 5, 10, I've been with 15 as long as I've, close to that. I don't know, beyond that 20 years, I'm sure it keeps going. The physical stuff, it doesn't really matter. And I know everyone says this all the time, but I'm just telling you guys, like, if you think that you don't have a relationship or whatever the fuck 'cause of what you look like, bitch, you have no clue what's going on. It's the way you think about yourself. It's the way you think you look that's the problem. It has nothing to do with how you look because, again, people like all kinds of different stuff. Different strokes for different folks. There's something out there for everybody. And I mean, there's 7 billion fucking people in the world, okay? Like, and more probably. If you're closing yourself off to a relationship because of the way I look, that's just your own security blanket. It's just the excuse you're using to not dig deeper and figure out what the real fucking problem is. With love. Dina says, I needed to hear this because I always think I'm not beautiful enough for SP. Dina, you know that's not true. He's straight up told you that's not true. So it's like you're choosing to continue to believe your own lie. Because why? Because we don't want to look deeper? I don't know. But the way you look on the outside it's literally, I've said this to Leanne before. It's like the way you look on the outside is as important as, like, the color of your car while you're driving in it. When you're on the inside of your car and you're driving, the fuck does the color matter? You don't even see it. Like, I mean, I guess you can kinda see the hood of your car, but, like, the color of your car while you're driving it means nothing. It means less than nothing. And so that's what you really need to understand is, like, your outside, it doesn't matter what you just think it means something, and because you think it means that, then you're reflected that back. But it's nothing. It's like if you I'm just telling you, like, it doesn't matter, like, and I've been there. I've been a larger person. Like, I'm not even a small person. Look at the Disneyland picture, and you guys look at our Disneyland thing. Somebody was like, "Roxy, you're like a head taller than everybody at Disneyland." I'm a big person. I'm a tall person, and I've been, like, also heavy and big and been, like, just like I'm a big person sometimes. Like, even if I'm, like, feeling thin, I'm still, like, bigger than most of the people I'm around. So, I understand what it's like to, like, have an outside that you don't really fucking jive with. And I had people no matter where I was at size-wise, okay? Like, it doesn't fucking matter. Um I don't know who you're saying that's can't be to me. Someone said, "Not to be mean, but you have to think better of yourself." I know you're not talking to me, right? No, because 'cause I'm sitting over here saying these, like it probably sounds I don't mean to sound conceited, it's just, like, you have to think of yourself as a prize in order to become one. Or maybe you are talking about me as bigger. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, I just am a big person, like, I don't mean that in a negative way, like, I tower over people. No, you didn't mean it to me? Okay. I don't think so, yeah. Yeah, I've had to make peace with it. I'm 39, like, I've been dealing with it for a long time, but, um and I come from, like all the women in my family are very, like, small and petite and, like, short. So, being a big, huge, like, Amazonian woman was just, like, very strange. There was nobody looked like me on either side of my family. So I definitely felt I'm only 5'8". I'm not, like, that tall, but I'm 5'8", and I'm, like, curvy. I got big hair. I have a big personality. I just I probably I was wearing, like, shoes that had maybe, like, an inch on them when we were at Disneyland, but if you look at that picture, you just see, like, I just always look like that, like, in pictures, I just always feel like I'm so much bigger. There's a picture of me and, like, when I was, like, modeling me and all my model friends, and they're all wearing, like, these huge platform shoes, and I was just wearing, like, those tennis shoes that have, like, the little step in them? So I had, like, a heel, like, this big on, and we're all, like, the same height. And they were wearing, like, 6-inch tall platforms and shit. Um, so anyways, yeah. Mermaid says, "Come on, Glamazon." Yeah, exactly. That's just where I'm at. It is. I'm an Amazon, I'm a Glamazon. It is what it is. I'm not really pressed about it, but I understand what it's like to, like, really, really wish that your outside looked differently. And I'm here to tell you that that has nothing to do with getting a relationship at all. It literally has 0 to do with it. It's only that you think it's a problem that it presents itself to be like one. Like think of it like this. If you're looking at your body and you're like, "My body's not good enough at this weight is it sucks 'cause people aren't gonna like me at this size or whatever, or this height or this weight or this face or whatever the fuck it is, these clothes." If you're looking at I guess clothes isn't really about your body, but you get what I'm saying. If you're looking at it like that, you are an energetic match for people who don't like your body style, who don't like your face, who are not gonna treat you nice because 'cause you're not treating you nice, who are gonna make you feel like you think you look. The world's a mirror. But if you can look at yourself and be like, "Damn, I'm amazing. I look great. I love how I look. People love how I look," or whatever. I'm just gonna make some stuff up. Um, my partner loves how I look. I'm super attractive to the people that I like. If they're my type, I'm their type. Whatever you wanna tell yourself, that kind of stuff, if that's what you are thinking, then you're gonna attract people who find your body style attractive, who are your type and you're their type because you are on that wavelength and you're on that awareness. This fucking thing don't stay in. It's like hanging on by a prayer. Get in there. No. She's living on a prayer. Try to keep her friends at her. Tiffany says, I have definitely been shamed for my body since I was a kid, but I put on a little black dress yesterday. And while it was out of my comfort zone, I actually thought this body was hot in that dress. I agree. I agree. I was like, damn, that dress looks good. Like it looks so good on you. So more of that. It looked really, really good. And I'm glad that you liked it because I was like, ooh, Tiffany. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You guys are talking about Maria Brink? I love her. Where did this come about? Oh, because you think she's short? She's pretty tiny, I'm pretty sure. Um and Mama says, "I'm short AF. I wish you could see my family. They're all like you. And here I am, a teeny tiny lady. I love tall women." I always wanted to be I always said I'm like a dainty princess, like a little tiny dainty princess trapped in like an ogre's body. Like that's how I always felt. I always felt like I just was like so like because I'm like so princess in the pea. Like I'm very sensitive to like smells. I need everything like clean and tidy. I don't like gross stuff. Like I'm super like very like princessy and like delicate. And I have this like here comes Shannon. Shannon's here. I have this big old like lumbering body and like I probably couldn't palm a basketball, but I'm probably close. But I feel like a delicate fairy princess on the inside. So it's always like this weird, like I like couldn't reconcile these like different pieces of me. Judy says, I did try a body manifestation and it worked well, but it was funny because my actual body didn't change, but I just started getting more compliments on it. You were in alignment with the people who are going to appreciate it. You were appreciating it, so you were attracting people who would appreciate it. You were giving it love and attention, so you were attracting people who would give it love and kind attention. So, like, everybody here, if you're dealing with, like, body stuff, body issues, whatever, or, like, anything that has to do with your physical appearance, let this conversation and look at the chat too and just really see how, Mimi, I'm Fiona from Shrek. Thanks, Mimi. Thanks. I get it's probably kind of supposed to be a compliment or somehow, or not a compliment, but at least a joke. But she was an ogre. Thanks, Mimi. Oh my gosh. You guys are funny. Mama says, I'm tough, McGruff, and loud and can't wear heels but teeny tiny. I'm tough, McGruff, and loud too, though. That's the other thing. Is because I was so dainty on the inside, I had to like really create an exterior that wasn't about to get fucked with because people wanted to. Jen said she wasn't always an ogre. But she was, wasn't she? That's why she turned into one when she showed her true form. Her true form was not the princess. Her true form was the ogre. Okay. Now that we've all talked about all of our hangups about our body, no, really, honestly, we need to practice saying kind things about ourselves, practice loving ourselves, practice showing love to the body parts that we maybe don't like. And this is how we will shift the tide on how we feel about it. This is how we'll shift the tide on how the world presents the outer opinion about it. Because a lot of us are forming our opinion about ourselves based on what the world says. You know what I mean? Like, no child thinks that they're inadequate until someone points something out to them. And then it's like a hyper focus. And then you're on this train of I don't have a good fill in the blank or I suck because of blah blah blah. Blah. And now you're again you're going to attract people that will exploit that, who will bring that to the surface, who will like point it out and make it a fucking joke. And the more you react to it, the more you're going to create resistance to it and pain around it and people to point it out for you or to, dismiss you because of it or whatever the thing is. So what's on the outside only matters as much as you think it does. Brendan, hello. Thanks, Dina. We have affirmations for your physical body. Dina linked them in the chat. Tiffany says, someone said you're the longest relationship you'll ever have. I have learned I cannot continue to be at war with this body. I'm practicing loving it more and more. Yeah, and if you stop being at war with it, it might do the things that you want it to do more. You know what I mean? Like, Rick and Morty. I'm getting a Rick and Morty reference. But if if you want someone to do something for you, you catch more flies with honey than vinegar, right? So like if you want your body to conform, be nicer to it instead of being mean to it. And maybe it'll actually want to go along with what you're saying. Back towards light says, I wish I could print this whole chat and read it every day. This is amazing. That's so awesome. You know what? That might be possible. After this goes on to YouTube, sometimes there is a transcription. So if you take the timestamp of when we're talking, we're about like, that would probably be like 45 minutes in. We're at 51 minutes right now. Look at around 40 minutes in on the transcription, and there might be, it doesn't always put them on. I don't know what when it decides to put a transcription up or not, but sometimes there are transcriptions. If you look, like you go onto YouTube on your browser on your computer, and underneath the video there's like a bunch of icons. I think it's the one with the lines. It might be it'll open the transcription box, and you can see the words there, and then you can just copy and paste them. SG, hello. Amelia says personal reality matters so much. Yep, exactly. Exactly. So if you're here, please like the chat. Why not go on and like the chat? Would you give us a like? Likes are free. The chat's free. Oh, thank you, Leanne. Leanne said it started at 35 minutes. Leanne's keeping the time anyway. So that little stuff we were talking about, body whatever's, began at 35 minutes in. Oh, you said personality. Oh, personality really matters. Oh, okay. Well, sorry, Amelia. I thought you were saying personal reality like Dr. Joe Dispenza says. Thank you, baby. But it's the same thing because he says your personal reality is your personality. So I thought we were on the same page, girl. Mimi, I know. I was just fucking with you, Mimi. So, onions. Yeah, I don't like onions either. They stink. Okay. Yeah, I can't do onions. They're too strong. So, what was last week's homework? Let's get into homework because sometimes we get into that too late. What was last week's homework? And where were you? What did you do? What was your what were you doing? Divine says, what book or video of Joe Dispenza do I like? I usually listen to Joe Dispenza when he's talking to Lewis Howes. I don't know why I just have like my YouTube will play whatever I listen to while I'm getting ready. And it usually plays his interviews when he goes on Lewis Howes, and they sit and talk for like an hour or more. And those are generally when I just hear him kind of like talking about things and sharing his philosophies on things like that. But I haven't read his book or his books. And a lot of this, again, like I said, the stuff I hear from him is from YouTube. And I just let it play all day. So sometimes I don't know exactly where it's coming from. But I know like Dina went to see Joe at the end of last year. So I've gotten some info from her, from like, a person that went to see the actual gathering Joe the Gathering. Do I believe in cleansing and healing with crystals or Palo Santo or sage? Yes, I do. I this is like part of where I don't know what the property, like why it works, or I understand the concept behind crystals and all of that stuff, but if you remember, like, I was an atheist before I kind of discovered law of attraction, all this stuff, so I still I'm not as, like, woo I'm gonna use the term, like, woo, because as people kind of understand, like, I'm not as floofy. Not that it's floofy, I'm just saying I'm not as I still mm, how do I say this? I don't, like, I don't manifest with the full moon. I don't, like, I'll bless moon water here and there, but it's not, like, something I'm doing all the time. I'm not super wrapped up into, like I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say, but, like, I keep my thoughts on track. I meditate to keep my mood in the right place, my emotions in check. I do connect. I do believe that there's something beyond that, but I don't really do much else outside of that, is what I'm trying to say. So, I use a crystal when I meditate. I use it while I'm, channeling when I'm on Mindset Monday, because this thing literally does it transmutes my energy. I can feel it take, like, rushing energy coursing through my body away. Um, Palo Santo and sage I will do, but, like, I it makes me feel good, and I like the scent of it, and it brings me calming energy, but I'm not, like, an expert on these things, and it's not something that I'm, like, always actively practicing. I do use this crystal every day, but that's because I meditate every day. I don't Palo Santo and sage every single day. It's just kinda, like, when I remember. Does that make sense? Like, Mama says not 1000% of the rituals. Yeah, kinda like that. It's like I am spiritual, yeah, spiritual. I am spiritual. I definitely am, but I'm not, like, super spiritual, so I don't go super far down that road. I feel like I occupy somewhere in the middle. I do believe, I don't know what's going on planet Earth. I don't know what the truth is. I, um, I believe the aspects of science that I've seen that help me believe that all this metaphysical stuff is real. Like, for example, I always say, in my mind, the double slit experiment, the many worlds theory, and string theory, to me, that encompasses manifestation. That those three things together combined, if you use them together, to me, explain how manifesting is real and how our consciousness is picking our realities in every single moment. So to me, there's like a scientific backing to it. Um, but I was never a super, like, spiritual or religious person, so I don't have a lot of those practices, but again, like, I know this crystal works for me because I've felt it. Like, I have my rushing energies, and I've picked it up, and it just, like, they're wiped out of my body. So, for me, I just use this because I know it works. Palo Santo and the sage, one of my coaches actually was telling me that I need to be doing that more, and kind of telling me, like, the proper way to do it. So I do it the way that she told me, but again, it's something I just do when I remember to do it, and not something I do every single day. Does that help? So that's why sometimes I don't always answer questions about that kind of stuff, because I'm not the best resource for answers, and I think that other people could, answer stuff like that better than me, because I don't know. Divine says, "I love being moved," and there's nothing. I hope I didn't make it sound like I think there's anything wrong with it. I don't. I never was. Yeah, I just didn't. So it's nothing negative in any way. I'm sure I could do it more. I just Linda says, like, "I enjoy it, but I'm not deep into it." Yeah, 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 exactly. I enjoy it. I'll use it. I have a lot of crystals. I have incense and sage and Palo Santo. I have all of the stuff. I just don't use it every day because I usually don't remember. But I also ADHD. Remembering stuff every day is not really in my wheelhouse. So sometimes I go on streaks where things work, and then other times I just kind of, like, lose it, and it's fine. So, Raluca, will I ever write a book? Yes, I will. I'm writing 2 books actually right now. I'm working on one, and then I have the second one in the works as well. And, I need to make more time on my schedule for it, to be real honest with you. But I am and I will, and my goal is to finish my first book this year and then put it out. So, I appreciate you asking. I'm really excited to release a book. I've always wanted to. I'm a reader myself, so, it only makes sense that I would throw my hat throw my hat in the ring or whatever and, throw my own words out there, and, I'm just so happy if anybody reads it. I would love for you to read it. I was actually just thinking today about who I might, ask to, like, in the back of the books, people will give, like, reviews and stuff, and they're like, "Yas, this book, yas." So I was just thinking about who I might ask, to do that. We'll see. Roxy asks, "Which crystal helps me calm down?" This is the smoky quartz, smoky lodolite. I don't know why this one in particular just does, and so this this crystal itself became my favorite and my go-to because I noticed that it would, like, take away, negative, like, rushing emotions, and I just thought it was really pretty because it's smoky, and so now it's the crystal that I use, so I have a couple necklaces with it as well. Tiffany says, "Yay, Roxy the author coming to a bookstore near you." That would be so fun to do, like, book signings, like a real author, just like in She Devil. I know, I always talk about that. The lady from She Devil, I don't even remember her name. She's one of my, like, pop culture goals. Leanne Roche says, "Everyone needs to pick their own crystals. Roxy's crystals may not work for you." Yeah, totally. This just happens to be the one that works for me. She's smoky. Jessica says, "How do you maintain a high frequency and mentality without comparing your life to your friends? I feel like I'm so far behind on accomplishing things in my life, and my friends win. It gets me down." Jessica, Leanne, do you mind? Can you copy that, Leanne, and put that into our suggestions? Because I'm doing a podcast episode on jealousy, and like somebody asked me to do a podcast episode on jealousy, and like when you're seeing your friends and people around you succeed or get the things that you want, like how to deal with that. And so who asked this? Jessica, I appreciate you asking this. I'm going to respectfully put this into a podcast episode, which probably would be out like next week. If you can check back, Wednesdays, 8 a.m. PST is when my podcast drops. So I will address that specifically in an episode, and then you'll be able to listen back to it whenever you like. And thanks for asking the question. Mama, you just said you signed up to be a reviewer of books. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know you could do that. Mermaid says, "Speaking of books, I think it was you that recommended the Amanda Frances book one stream. Loved it. Bought one of her courses on New Year's." Yes, 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 yes. I love Amanda Frances. I love that book. I've read it like 6 times. Such a good book. Rich as fuck. If anybody doesn't know, if you're working on your money story, you want to manifest bigger opportunities, abundance for yourself, check out the book Rich as Fuck by Amanda Frances. It's such a good book. Such a good way of looking at mentality around money. And congrats on your course. Tell me how that goes. That's so awesome. Anna, hello. From Romania. Hello, welcome. Okay, so Missy says, "Is it jealousy or envy?" Oh, wait. Am I looking at the same chat? Yeah. Is it jealousy or envy? I mean, I'm kind of discussing like all of that whole concept in the episode. It'll be about, the feelings of seeing somebody else have what you want and not being okay with it. That's essentially what it'll be about. Thank you, Shantae. I was just about to ask again, or did I ask? Did I say it out loud, or did you just knew it? Shantae says, "The homework was so cool. I wrote about a day 2 years after becoming financially independent, I pretended that I had already been enjoying time with my friends and seeing the world. Usually I would script with an excitement and anticipation, but for this, I had some experience under my belt. I was more seasoned in this mindset. Ooh. So what you're telling me is it felt more natural. It felt more real. It felt more inevitable. It felt more um like you. It felt more like your truth. And the more you make something your truth, the more you manifest it because you're always manifesting your truth. What you think is reality will continue for you, period. That's how Earth is set up. So if you want to change reality, you need to change what you think reality is for you. What's the book title? It's called Rich AF or Rich as Fuck by Amanda Francis. You can get it on Amazon. Did anyone else do the homework? Anyone else do the homework? So the homework was I wanted you to script basically like the day after you get everything that you want. Where is your mindset once you have everything you want? What are you thinking about when you have everything? Because that's where we need to be placing ourselves. We need to be placing ourselves in the future, not necessarily in the future, but like post reception, post receiving of the desire, post beyond inevitability. It's so inevitable that it's already happened. And that's kind of like where the homework was designed to take you and put you into that energy so that you can figure out how you would be thinking, how you would be feeling, what you would be doing if you had everything, which will put you into the energy of having everything. Mermaid Bear, you're so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate you. It's cool. It's really cool seeing your own name mentioned with people like that, like people that I admire, and you're lumping me in the category with Amanda Francis. Okay, thanks. I'll take it. Thank you. Very kind of you. Powers of Tarot says Rich AF is one of the best manifestation books I've ever read. Roxy's will come first, obviously. You guys stop it. You're too good to me. You're so sweet. Linda says, when I have everything I want, then I'm more focused on the present moment and being. Exactly. Exactly. And is that not what we're all kind of like, and here I am going to lump myself in the category with all the people, with Dr. Joe and with Abraham Hicks and with freaking Neville and everybody. Are we not all saying that the whole the whole key to this is being in the present moment, being joyful and appreciative in the present moment? If you can maintain that, then everything you want will come to you. It's literally that simple. It just takes work to stay in that mind frame. Divine says, I would be worrying about which countries I want to go to each month. Exactly. Exactly. You wouldn't be worrying about this, that, and the other thing. You wouldn't be stressed about meh, 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 meh. You'd literally be like, okay, well, I went to this place last time and I kind of want to go this way. I guess this time. But this time of year, it's really good for that. Your mind would be on the inevitability of you enjoying the fruits of your labor, not you trying to get things that you want. Does that make sense? Shantae says, yes, describing things as if they had been going on for a while seemed pretty useful. It was like I was calling it normal, not to dream, not so much like a fairy tale. Exactly. We want to normalize it. The you that has this reality already exists. It's already happening now. And they are used to it. They're almost, I was going to say the word immune. They're immune to it. Kind of like how you're immune to, how do I say this? You're immune to the doubts that prevent you from being in this reality. Does that make sense? You're immune to the doubts that prevent you from being in this current reality. You had doubts about being in the current reality you're in right now before you were here, and then you became immune. Like, let's say a year ago or 5 years ago, you had doubts about being where you are right now, but then you became immune to those doubts, and now you're here, and it's effortless to stay right here in this kind of reality, this version or this type of reality, because you're immune to the doubts that prevent you from being here. So your ideal version, Sana, hello, your ideal version is existing in your ideal reality, and they're immune to the doubts that prevent them from being there. Does that make sense? This is a new way I've ever said it before. So if you can start putting up an immunity or putting up a block towards the doubts that prevent you from being in your ideal, then you'll be there faster. Tam says, I wrote that I woke up feeling absolutely at peace, wanting for nothing, but knowing I can have and do anything I want. So stay in that. And like, that's already true. That's already true right now. You don't even need anything for that to be your truth. Let that be your definition. Tiffany says, I acted out a day in my life using visualization. I stood in my living room walking through 5-star hotels for a talk I'm giving. Yes. I felt my mic. I felt the mic on my head, heard the crowd, felt the private jet. Yes. I love that. Getting real with, like, making it real. Lucita says, I'm enjoying my view from my beach home. My beloved comes in after taking our fur baby out for a run, and I'm finishing my second book. Yes, love it. And then just soak up that energy every day. And this is kind of like what we're going to be doing in Trinity of You. That's our January group program that starts tomorrow. We're going to be really nailing down the ideal, best, strongest, most capable versions of ourselves and amplifying the stuff about us that matches that, and then diminishing the stuff about us currently that prevents us from stepping into that role. So, this group program we're starting tomorrow, it's going to be happening all this week, is about, again, like creating your best version, being your, like the strongest trifecta of versions of yourself using your sun, your moon, and your rising, and connecting with those versions, incorporating them, ingraining their ideals into your mind so that you can start operating as them, and of course manifest that reality that much faster and easier. Mimi says, I realize that just talking about the things I want will happen even more when I'm not listening to the story I'm telling myself. Yep, exactly. Exactly. Judy says, I was in Malibu in my homework session. Yes. Elizabeth says, I've been looking at houses not thinking about the price. Exactly. Exactly. And Leanne linked the direct link for Trinity if you're interested in joining us. We start tomorrow with group coaching. So if you're interested in getting group coaching from me, you want to get group coaching from me the fastest way possible, join Trinity of You because we start tomorrow. Or you can jump into my business mastermind that's still open for enrollment. I'm actually going to keep enrollment open for the business mastermind because I want to be able to bring people in. I know there were some people that were on the fence about it. So I want to bring people in and keep it open so that we have a nice space there if anybody is ready to come be a part of it, because it's been really fun and really inspiring so far. Ashley, will there be a recording from the call tomorrow? I don't know yet. I I don't know, actually. I haven't decided if we're going to make that one available to the public afterwards. I guess I usually think about that afterwards. I'm like, okay, this one will be good for people or not sometimes. So I don't know yet. But if you want to be on it, if you're interested in being there, then join the program because it'll be fun. And then you'll definitely be able to get to join in the fun with it and get all the good information. Okay. All right. Kate says, your affirmation tracks and podcasts are such good mindset helpers over the week. Thanks, Kate. I so appreciate you. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying them. More is coming. Sana says, revise a convo I had with significant other about how his mom won't accept our relationship, and he came over the next day talking about moving in with me, and I have absolutely nothing to worry about. Yes, I love it. That's what I'm talking about, girl. Congrats. Brendan says, 1 or 2 Mindset Mondays ago, I was listening to the replay while walking my dog and finding money was brought up, and I found a penny on the ground within minutes. Yes, abundance. Did you celebrate? You said those quick mindless ones are the ones that are most powerful. Yeah, exactly. We were talking about that earlier about how it's easy to fire off, manifestations that happen quickly that you don't care about or don't have a resistance towards. It's the ones that you do have resistance towards that we need to stay on top of it. That's where 360 Method comes in. 360method.co, by the way, if you want to sign up for the waitlist. Waitlist also gets an exclusive pre-sale deal that no one else is going to get. So if you're interested in joining 360 next month, head to 360method.co and sign up for the waitlist. But just doing 360 in general, 360 Method, using the concept of awareness and discipline to combat the limiting beliefs or the doubts that we have, or the stuff that we're not convinced of, the stuff that we have resistance to. It is possible to manifest through your own resistance and manifest things in spite of your resistance, but you do need to be on top of it, and you do need to be watching it. Otherwise, that old program is just going to continue to play out, and you're not going to make any changes. You're not going to do anything that's going to actually help you manifest a different reality. So let's talk about homework this week. Our homework this week. Okay, I'm trying to think of a good one. Tiffany says, I love the podcast. Roxy has the best podcast. Stop it, Tiffany. You said, I love the straight to the point. Give me the wisdom, talk about things that people are really dealing with, and offer real tips, resources that work. Thank you, Tiffany. I'm going to have to take a screenshot of that because thanks. Thank you. Linda says, homework idea, something about having a strong, fresh start, detached from the past in honor of new moon. Okay, Linda, let's do it. Okay, Linda. Black Goddess says, can we see a self-care vlog from me? Okay, I don't want to okay, here's the deal. I have ADHD, and I don't know how to say this. There's not much that I can do consistently, like for long periods of time. I meditate every day. That's not very attractive for a vlog. Sometimes when I meditate, I wear a face mask, like a face mask, and I script at night. I don't like do I don't do things on a regular basis enough to like vlog it. I'm like, there wouldn't be anything on this blog. Like, I think I'm a very in the moment kind of person. MA says queen of having ADHD. And it is what it is. I know I affirm it, but I also like I'm okay with it at this point in my life. So anytime it comes to like things that require upkeep or like consistency, I struggle in those areas. I just like last week I wore makeup like 4 days, I guess. I haven't done that in years. This week I have to wear makeup 5 days a week. I'm actually kind of excited. Maybe 6 days. I'm going to try to continue getting up a morning routine. I don't have a morning routine. That's what I'm saying. I don't have these things. I don't have a morning routine. I don't have a self-care routine. Every day is different for me. Like, I consider it a win if I get in my meditation and, like, get in my vocal and I do vocal warm-ups. A lot of the stuff I do is not visually attractive. So I'm trying to think of, like I've thought about vlogging a lot. I don't do enough to put on there. I run an online business. That means I'm sitting at my computer all the time, most of the time. It's just not attractive. So Monday's the only day I look like this. Excuse me, my throat's tickling. I don't really like go out much. I went out this weekend, but we went out too early because I'm not seasoned enough and there was nobody out. So I just came back early. Meow, meow, meow. Who cares? No one's listening. MA says, also, Roxy, literally, I don't come here for manifesting techniques / methods. I'm just a stan of you. I want to hang. Well, thanks, MA. Things are coming by. Oh, you're talking about Drag Race? Hold on. I just saw Sasha Colby. Okay, hold on. I don't know what's going on, but Drag Race, yes. I love Drag Race. How do I deal with procrastination? Raluca, I'm going to be real with you. Procrastination, because of the ADHD, procrastination is something that is like a major part of my personality trait. So the way I would deal with procrastination is by procrastinating and then like beating myself up the whole time and stressing myself half to death and then doing everything at the last minute. Now, the way I deal with procrastination is I still do everything at the last minute, but I don't beat myself up anymore and I just allow that to be my process. And so it's much easier. Okay, I'm 39 years old. I went to high school. I went to college. I got a degree. I've started my own business. I still, to this day, it's hard for me to do work ahead of time. Like, I always do work at the last minute, like before it's due, because it's the ADHD. So now is like, I don't have tips on procrastinating except to just not be shitty to myself about it. And like Jen just said, thank you, Jen. There is no procrastination. You just always do everything in the time you're ready. Exactly. That's exactly it. And for me, it's like I said earlier, I'm kind of in the moment with a lot of things. I can't open the door to something that I'm doing in 2 weeks from now, right now, because there's so much shit I'm doing right now that I'm thinking about that I couldn't possibly I couldn't do a report that's due in 2 weeks. Like, I'd have to start it like best case scenario the week it's due, most likely probably like the day before it's due or the day. Yeah. Like, and it's even the same, like now, like when I do my programs, when I do classes, I write my programs the day of, and it's almost impossible for me to do it beforehand. It's just like the gate won't open, the flood won't open, or my brain won't let me start. I don't know. It's an ADHD thing, I guess, but now I'm not mad at myself about it. I just understand that that's how I work. And if I can't do it yet, I can't do it, period. My brain won't let me go there. So I can't access the information. So like, why would I be mad about myself? Like, what am I supposed to do? Shaming myself into it isn't going to work either. So I just do it. I just do it when it works, and it's much easier that way. Michelle says, "I'm a procrastinator." Exactly. Exactly. And it's like, when it's the day of, I'm in the energy of it and I can tap into it, and then I channel it out and it flows out, and then I get it done and it's done right there. But yeah, like working on something like breadcrumbing something like a project or a report or something like that, I like my brain won't, like the engine won't turn over. But also the same, you said me too, but at the same time, I know discipline is so important. I agree. At the same time, like I have my own business, I make my own schedule, I make my own job, I make my own decisions. I have the freedom and the ability to do that if I want in my life. And I did it in school, I did it in college. I made it. I did make it, but it was kind of rough, But Danny says some people work better in a time crunch. That too. That is also the thing. Like if here's the thing, if I do try to do it ahead of time, I get really distracted and I'm not like in the zone like I am when it's go time, when it's crunch time, when like, bitch, you have an hour. Are you going to do it? Like it all comes out. So, that is just how I work and I always have. And, at this point, it's like some things it's like, I could either work on changing that and rewriting the story, or I could just embrace it because it works for me. And what doesn't work for me has been the way I've treated myself about it. But since I don't treat myself like that anymore, it just is what it is now, in my opinion. So, I don't know. Does that answer your question? Oh. Shantae says, I think the self-care here is how you talk to yourself, the way that we use awareness and discipline. Yeah, I agree, Shantae. And that's what I mean. Like a lot of the stuff I do is not visual. So it's like mental stuff. It's mindset stuff. It's not something that I can visually show. And I feel like I talk constantly about this stuff, right? Like I've spoken about this stuff for hours and hours and hours. Like there's hundreds of hours of Mindset Monday. That's crazy. And hundreds of hours of video. So I really the most important thing is that every single day, every single minute, I'm manifesting. I'm making my future based on how I'm perceiving my present. And that's it, period. Do I do something about it or do I not? Me, in every moment, I'm going to try to do something about it. I'm going to try to do something about it as many times as possible a day. That's my philosophy on that. So Raluca, maybe you can start, like putting in, if you can do schedules, if putting stuff in your calendar works for you, why don't you start like break it? Like let's say you have a project and you have 10 days to do it, do 1/10 of it every day for the next 10 days and see if that works for you. Brendan says probably over 1,000 hours of Mindset Monday. I know it's probably crazy, but I've been doing it for 4 years. They range from an hour to 3 hours. Definitely thousands, or at least over 1,000. You're right. So homework this week. We talked about letting go and cutting things off. Okay. So, and starting anew. All right. So it's coming. It's fleshing itself out. Perfect timing. Here's your homework. Kind of going off of what we did last week. Last week, if you weren't here or if you weren't able to do it, last week your homework, Maureen, you're very sweet. Thank you for the kind words. Last week your homework was to basically take yourself to like the day after everything works out. Take yourself to like the morning after you have your, oh my goodness, what am I doing? Just leave it alone. You're almost done. Ugh. Why have you done this? Oh my gosh. Get in there. Where's the bobby pin that's supposed to be holding you back? Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it. Did I have another one? I put it in my hair already. I remember that. Okay. So where's that bobby pin? Come on, Roxy. You're in the home stretch. You can do this. Stay focused. Oh my God. Ah, the trains are leaving the tracks. Oh my God. Now my brain is flashing back to like obvious times, like when I had ADHD growing up and nobody realized or knew, but it was just like obviously on display. I'm just laughing at myself now, thinking about it. And I'm getting right back focused into the homework. Listen, guys. Anybody who wants to talk shit about me messing with my hair, go live. You go live and you sit and you stare at yourself and tell me you don't want to fuck with everything that you fucking see, okay? Where are your live streams so I can come and pick your ass apart, okay? Let me go up on your live stream and talk about what you're doing. You guys have no fucking idea what. Oh my God. Live streaming is wild, okay? It's wild. It's like looking into a mirror, talking to yourself, but knowing that the potential world could be watching and trying not to make an ass of your fucking self while reading comments from people who are judging you while you do so. So fun. Son, I love you. Mermaid. Linda says, oh my God, if I were live, I'd look in the mirror 100. No, it's not the mirror. I'm watching the live stream with you. I'm watching what you're watching. So I'm on the live stream. I'm seeing what you're seeing, but I'm able to fuck with the things that I see. Whereas you can't. You just have to deal with it. And it's not your head. Judgiana, the house down boots. Shut up. That's the thing. It's like I can see my thing slipping and I can fuck with it. And so I have to because I'm staring at it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, Sana, I'm getting off, girl. I'm so sorry. I know I'm in a different time zone. Move over here. Come be in on the left coast with us. Oh my God. I love all my Drag Race friends. This is fun. I love Drag Race so much. Okay, anyways. Judgiana, she better do. Yeah, she better don't. All right. Lucida, I know. I'm not bothered by it, but sometimes I gotta hold up the mirror. If you guys are gonna point out what I'm doing, I'm gonna fucking point out what you're doing. And anytime anybody like tells me like how to behave on a live, I'm just like, go live. You go it. You try it. I promise you. I promise you. You'll never comment on what someone does on a live stream ever again. Try it one time. Okay. Fuck. I'm trying to focus on fucking homework. I want to go to London too. All right. Mama says, I have this piece of hair in the front that waves at people like it's a low-key devil horn. Oh, fuck. All right. Come on, guys. Come on. And you guys know I get distracted and you're over here saying all this stuff. The fuck was I doing? It was homework. Judgina George. And that's reminding me of what was it? Gorgina Ramsey. I'm guessing you've all watched Snatch Game by now, right? Okay. Maureen. Thank you, Maureen. Sanam, oh my God, girl, where have you been? We're about to leave. I'm about to leave. Oh my God. Sana, what's my favorite perfume? I have a few. I love perfume. I would love to talk about that another time, but I feel like if I open that fucking can of worms right now. It's going to take me another 20 minutes and I'm hungry. I'm 5 minutes past my 90-day limit. 90 minute. See, here we go. The trains are off the fucking tracks right now and you guys are just watching me devolve. All right. Tiffany, thank you. It was such a good Snatch game. Tim Gunn. Oh my God. The Tim Gunn. I'm a fan of Marsha. I like Marsha. Everything she's done so far, I really like. Marsha might be a sneaker. But Rosie was excellent. Obviously, Joan was excellent. I thought the Mona Lisa was pretty cute for a little bit. She broke character, and then I was like, I don't know, girl. No judges. I love you all. Okay. Oh my God. I'm a coach. I'm a business owner, you guys. If I can do it, anybody can do it, okay? This is why I'm always telling you guys, listen, you can do whatever the hell you want. You can just do it. You just have to show up and fucking... Okay. You're right. Probably because I haven't eaten and I can't focus. I'm so good at focusing right now. So last week's homework, oh my God, divinely, thank you. Thanks for everybody that helped me. Fucking Mimi, you guys are funny. All right. Last week's homework, I'm going to close my eyes. I'm not looking at this fucking chat until I'm done. Last week's homework was I wanted you to take yourself like a day or 2 weeks, whatever, past the time when you have everything, when you have the money in the bank, the partner in the bed next to you, you're waking up in your beautiful home, you have the family you want, the career you want, the life you want, the self-esteem you want, everything's working, the world you want, the planet you live on is exactly how you want it to be that day, okay? So that was last week's homework, was to kind of script from that moment there. If you didn't do last week's homework, I would suggest doing that just because it's really powerful and it's going to help you get into the energy of already having. But this week's homework is, now that we have that scene, now that we have those feelings, now that we know how we're going to feel, what we're going to be thinking, how we're going to be expecting the world to unfold, because we have everything now that we have a different perspective, I want to say today is the first day of you embodying that version, right? So like, I can't remember who asked. It was someone in the chat. It may have been, was it Lucy Dad? I can't remember. Whose suggestion was that it's a new moon. So let's do something about a new chapter, a new time in our lives. So what I want this new chapter to be, I want us to do a new ritual. We've talked a lot about like closing rituals and sending things away, getting rid of stuff that doesn't work for us anymore. Now what I want you to do is, we've cut ties, we've cut stuff that pushes us past our boundaries, we've cut the dead weight. Today is now the day where you're becoming that new version. So what I want you to do this homework for this week is to figure out, what are the standards that one holds for themselves? When do they wake up? What do they do with their day? How do they carry themselves? When and how long are they meditating? What is their mindset about? How are they interacting with friends? How are they interacting with food in their body? How are they interacting with their mindset? How are they interacting with career, work? How are they interacting with partner? And I want you to start being them now. So today, this is going to be our new chapter. So if you want to do it with the moon, if you want to, do a ritual of welcoming new energy in, the new energy is the energy of your ideal, like post 2 days, 2 weeks or whatever, like we talked about, right? So now that you know that everything's fine, it's all unfolding, you have everything you need, you don't need to worry about it. You're, a couple of weeks ago, we practiced not needing the 3D to show up in order to feel the feelings. All of that is combining, right? We're going to bring all that together and we're going to start this week of, now I am that version. Now is the day I open the door and I welcome in this energy. And I'm going to do that by actually doing the things that they want, doing the things that my ideal would be doing. And not just doing, because sometimes it's like, well, I don't have a person next to me, so how can I'm not in my house. Well, right there, you just fucking undid it, because your ideal self isn't saying dumb shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They're thinking about what's next. They're thinking about how they're going to share the abundance and share the joy and enjoy the joy. If it was Tuesday and all your bills were paid and you had a dope ass house, an amazing partner, food in your fridge, friends calling you, and nothing to fucking do, money in the bank, what would you do? How would you feel? What would you think about life? And then on Wednesday, and then on Thursday, and then on Friday, and every single day was like that. You'd have a much different perspective, and you would treat your life and your day and yourself better than you do right now. So this is how we're going to raise our energetic minimum. So this is something that Amanda Frances talks about in her money book, raising your energetic minimum to bring in more money. But let's raise our energetic minimum, not just to bring in more money, but to just bring in everything in our lives. So we're going to stop settling for what we have now. You're going to stop settling for it and just being okay with the status quo. And you're going to work on really ushering in this new chapter, like literally make this the new thing. This is now when I become that version. This is how I get that partner. This is how I bring that money in. I need to no longer consider my life to be at this level when clearly it's actually up here or whatever, like I want you to start becoming that version and like make a celebration out of it if you want to. Like go celebrate, go have a champagne or go to dinner or do whatever you can. Make it a thing, put it on your calendar. This is the day that I started becoming the ideal, or this is the day that I welcome into XYZ. And like go about your day with the pride that you'd have if you were in your ideal. And this is something I've been working on myself. Like last week, I wore makeup like 3 days a week because I know that might sound ridiculous, but I don't usually wear makeup. Why would I work at home? So I started wearing makeup because I want to be somebody that like I want to feel good about what I'm doing when I'm doing it. I want to feel good about what I'm presenting. I want to feel good about what people are getting when they sign up for coaching with me. So if I am treating myself like somebody who looks and feels their best and is worthy of clients and high paying clients and high ticket offers, then when I sell that, I won't feel inadequate. I won't feel imposter syndrome. I won't feel like I'm lying. I won't put out a vibration of lack. I put out a vibration of, yeah, that's how much this costs. Because I know it and I feel it and I'm worthy of it and I'm telling myself I'm worthy and I'm feeling it more and I'm seeing it and I'm believing it and I'm acting like I'm worthy. I'm actually doing the things that somebody who is worthy would do. And so really think about how you are treating your life right now and how your ideal you would be treating life or is treating life. They're not stressing about who, what, where, when, and how at all. They're enjoying what they have and they're thinking about the next thing that they can do. They're thinking about the future. They're on to the next. They're on a new horizon. And so the idea of expansion, of appreciating yourself, appreciating what you have, and then knowing that things are going to continue to unfold, that's really where the sweet spot is. So think about it like this. If you want a partner to treat you like the world, are you treating you like the world? Are you treating yourself like what you have to offer is worth $1 million? Or are you treating yourself like what you have to offer is worth however much money you have in your bank? And I can tell you, I already know the answer to it. It's B. You are treating yourself right now like somebody who has the love life you have and the amount of money you have, the career you have, the self-esteem you have. That's how you're treating yourself. You're treating yourself like somebody who has the level of stuff you have. So if you want to up level what you have, you need to treat yourself like somebody who has that stuff. Does that make sense? Shantae, yeah, you said you were pretty in line with this already. I know, I kind of took it from you. I kind of took the homework off of you and then someone else had suggested it. And I was like, well, Shantae's kind of already doing this. So, so definitely you're the inspiration of that. So thank you. Shantae says, I'm pretty in alignment with this already. I decided that I was going to be a new person who works more hours and decided to celebrate. I got myself a balloon and card to signify how important that is. Yay! How exciting! Totally. And so I was asking my guides, like, how do I raise my energetic minimum? How do I make a different minimum? And they were like, well, you need to value what you do at a higher level. You know what I mean? So it's like, how can I value what I do at a higher level? I need to put more value into what I do. I need to do stuff that is valuable to me so that I understand the value that I provide. So I love you guys. I appreciate you so much. All of you, honestly, like we know this is our Monday. This is what we do. This is our fam. This is our friends. This is our community. We're connected. We're here for each other. We have a stake in each other's success. We are doing this together. We're literally in this together. Tony, I would love, okay, I'm about to jump off. I would love to discuss this question. I've definitely talked about this question a bunch in I think even in the last 2 Mindset Mondays, I've discussed this kind of concept. And I have older videos on my channel that talk about manifesting money and how to act around money. But if you come back next week, I'd love to dive back into the topic since I'm about to jump off right now. I invite you to come back next week and ask those same questions again. Otherwise, there is content within my library here on YouTube and on my podcast that will help you with that stuff. And even I think I can't remember if it was last week's Mindset Monday or the one before, but that definitely them in conjunction, I talk about this kind of concept a lot as well. So if you have time to jump on those, I would listen to those as well. Golden Girl, I love your question too. Leanne, can you do me a favor? Can you take a like write down, copy Tony's question about acting as a millionaire and Golden Girl's question about manifesting money without a specific channel for the money to flow through. Those are really great questions. I might even address them on the podcast. But I also would like to address them next week if you guys come back. Because I'm about to jump off. I do want to, it's time for me to eat soon. And Kate, thank you. It was 2 weeks ago. Kate says the homework from 2 weeks ago will be good for detaching from the 3D. Yeah, so it was 2 weeks ago, Mindset Monday. I really talked about that. Thank you, Kate. Tiffany says, I like that question. I should meditate on that question for myself and see what comes through. How do I raise my energetic minimum? Maybe make that part of the homework this week too. Why don't we add that to this week's homework? Meditate, ask your guides, how do I raise my energetic minimum, and see what they tell you, because they will straight up give you answers. Mine did. So this is where I got this from, is from them. So if you don't know how to meditate deeply, keep an eye on my website and what we have going, because we have I just taught a class about deep meditations. We called it Epic Meditations last week. And so the replay will be ready here soon on my website, and you'll be able to dive in and like learn how to really deeply meditate and get awesome. I was gonna say all kinds of and awesome at the same time. All kinds of awesome information, visuals, guidance, messages, all kinds of stuff like that. Okay, Golden Girl, you'll be back next week. Awesome. Yeah, okay, cool. And so that will be ready next week if you're someone who is looking to learn how to meditate better. I'm sure I know I said it will be next week. I was thinking 2 things, but I'm sure it will be ready by next week. I'm assuming it will be. Keep an eye on my website. You can actually email Leanne, or hello@roxytalks.com if you wanted to get into it. She can help you with that. Come on, brain focus. Trinity of You starts tomorrow. That's where we are discussing your moon sign, your sun sign, your rising sign, to help you become the strongest, most powerful version of yourself, and take on the qualities of the you that you most love and appreciate, while transmuting the ones that you don't like so much into superpowers. That starts tomorrow. You can join at roxytalks.com/live programs. 360 Method's coming back again. 360method.co to sign up for the waitlist. That will also get you exclusive pre-sale prices that no one else will get. I'm sending that out to that list probably like this week or next week. And the business mastermind it's going to remain open. If anybody wants to join on, I'm going to allow them to join on. For those who are business owners and want a space to connect with manifestation concepts and believing in your business and feeling aligned with the clients that you're bringing in and stuff like that, bringing in aligned sales and stuff, join my Believe in Your Business Mastermind. RoxyTalks.com. You can find all of this stuff. I think that's everything. Thank you for letting me say all those things. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being such a supportive and amazing part of the community. Community.roxytalks.com if you want to continue the conversation. It's a free community to join. Download the app, make a profile, and you can keep talking to your fellow manifestors here. And Rosanna, you are late, but I'm going to see you tomorrow for Trinity. We got most of the Trinity people are here today, actually. Well, that's not true. But I saw a lot. I saw a bunch of Trinity people here today is what I'm saying. So yay for Danny. I'm glad you made it for the last 20 minutes also. Jen says, wait, you didn't yell at me. We have to keep going. Jen, I didn't yell at you now because you're on my radar. I did a little bit because you were talking shit about my messing with my hair, but you told me you specifically wanted me to yell at you, and you're gonna mess with me to make me yell at you. So now I don't want to yell at you. I don't want to yell at anybody, to be honest with you, but sometimes it happens. But it comes from love. All right. I want to make these a freaking hour and a half, and here we are at 1:52. Okay, I love you. I appreciate you guys. I will see you next week. Do your homework. Come pop into one of our programs where we have a lot of fun, and it's like this, but way more intense, way more personal and supportive, and you can manifest a lot of cool shit. We have great fun. So, Jen, yeah, I'll get you next week. All right, I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. We're all raising our vibrations together. You have the power.